Hello, folks. My name is Jerry. I'm a watchdog in Chicago County, state and federal license approved. You got my phone numbers in here. Before I show you the cooking video, as the thumbnail says, um, how did I make the delicious Polish cauliflower soup and Polish picken and blanket, gołąbki. I want to introduce myself first and talk to you a little bit, a couple other things that I'm also involved with. So please stick through the video, and after the video, I got more information to share with you. A lot of resources, a lot of good information that you could obtain from viewing my channels. Excuse me. Yes, I'm looking for news, not the news that you see on the TV, radio, or something like that. I'm more interested in sharing information with you regarding your next door neighbor, anything you found around you, or if you know anything, anybody that needs some help, so on and so forth. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. That's the news that I'm talking about. Not only in Chicago, but throughout the United States and around the world. Now, one of the things I'm also very strongly in engaging in Chicago social crisis, drugs, alcohol, trains, airplanes, noise, um, all kind of social issues. So, you look through my channels and you find something. I'm sure you find something. And if you have any question, please ask, and I see if I can answer. Well, here's the video coming up of me cooking. Okay, folks, I'm going to record another episode. I'm making two dishes today. One called gołąbki. It's a pick in a blanket. And the other one's going to be, what do I want to do? I want to make cauliflower soup. Zupa kalapierowa. Okay. For gołąbki, I got to use this cabbage. I got to pre-cook it. And the cauliflower I'm going to use for the cauliflower soup, but that's in a moment. But first, before I start this, I got to find a dish to get some rice. I'm going to mix the rice with the ground beef and ground pork, which I'm going to mix it later with the rice. But first I gotta cook the rice. So let's see which one I'm going to use. This one over here, probably to pick up dish for me for the rice. Okay, so I gotta get some water. Pre-boil the water, and I'm going to measure 2 cups of rice, I think, cup and a half. And I'm going to cook the rice first. And then I'm going to prepare, well then I'm sorry, then I got to put the cabbage and cook that cabbage so the leaves are soft when I wrap it up, the stuffing, the beef. Okay, and enough water. I'm going to get this dish over here. So we have a little more movement. My neighbor's security camera went on in the window. They're probably peeking and trying to see what I'm cooking. Well, no, that's okay. They're very wonderful neighbors. I'm going to cook that water. And now I'm going to measure the rice. And this cup, I think I'm going to, brown rice. I'm going to use some brown rice and I'm going to mix it with the white rice. I don't have enough brown rice. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I put a little bit white rice
mix it together. Then when the water starts boiling, I pour the rice in there. And let's see, and I make sure the rice gets pre-cooked soft. Okay. Yeah, just some out. So you see, I got a whole cup of rice in here. Right here. Okay. Ooh, we got a mess over here. Now don't worry about it, folks, because we're going to clean that up. And so I don't step in there. You gotta use my other gadget in here. I'm not a professional, so I just don't want to be walking on the, stepping on the rice. Okay. All right. So, let's see. We gotta find a dish for this cabbage. Okay. We need to cut the center out of this cabbage. Let's see if we, we'll use this knife. See if we could clean some of those top leaves, throw them out. Okay. And I'm going to wash it. Let's see if I use a little bigger knife in here. Got another one. Okay, this guy over here. Make sure that it's sharp. I use this a little sharper than it. And when you sharpen the knife, use a little bit of cold water right here. A little trick that I learned from my grandmother years ago. Okay. That takes care of that. And let's see if we can cut that stump out. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. Now we gotta see if we could cut the center out. Yeah, we're gonna try it. Okay. We cut the center out of the cabbage because that part is pretty bitter. So, and just simply stuck your knife in there. Okay. Yeah, see? This guy comes out. And let's see. I use a bigger knife. This is a tool to drill the center out. Well, as I said, I use that old-fashioned way. Okay. So we got this out. Okay. So we're ready to get the water. And this one here. And then this. And we pre-cook the cabbage. Okay. So you see, I'm doing this the old-fashioned way that I learned from my grandmother. And
I got a little
great
trash can on the side of my island. That's what I scooped the broken pieces into the can immediately.
Okay.
So I have a
And
clean service to work with.
I'll unpack the meat. Okay. I'm gonna use one of these plastic containers over here, right here, to mix the meat. Okay. I'm gonna put some spices, you prepare as best you can. And a little pepper, a little garlic, salt. There's no recipe really for it, folks. I mean, if I want to make recipe brochures and so forth and bore everybody to death, I could do that too. But you have to use your own, how would I say, own thoughts. There's no recipe for making dishes like that. Every time you make a dish like that, it's going to taste differently and it's going to be different because you're going to prepare a different way. Well, the basic, you gotta use the ground beef, you gotta use the onion. Okay, got a little bit too much water. Okay. Yeah, so the cabbage, it's merged in the water and then you just turn it around. Maybe I could put it over here. Let me move this dish out. Okay. And I put my cabbage in here. Okay. There's this one here. Okay. So you see, we got some stuff already going. We get the rice in a minute. When the water starts boiling, that's when you put the rice. And I get, what I want to do. Okay, the rice goes in here. Here's the pork, because I put two different kind of rice, brown and white rice. So I want to make sure that I mix that. See, because the white rice is in the bottom and the brown and the top. When you mix it in the water, it's going to be mixed anyway, but. And brown rice takes a little longer to soften it up and be cooked. Actually, I gotta cook it. But if you mix it, it really doesn't matter, guys. You can't be that picky. So you see, I use the fork to mix it up. All right, when the water starts boiling, add the rice. Okay, what else? Okay. That's for my gołąbki. The whole process, guys, is going to take about 3 hours. But I'm going to take a break, stop the video, and I'm going to record another one when I'm getting everything else ready. And I'm going to show you how to make that zuppa kalapirobada too. And for the gołąbki, I use also, for the pig in the blanket, I also use tomatoes, diced tomatoes in can. 2 pound of ground beef and ground pork. Then I will shred 1 onion.
I forgot to show you guys, I also use a half a jar of spaghetti sauce.
All right,
You could use
1
mushroom
onion.
like or something. A vegetable or traditional one, doesn't matter.
I gotta shred this guy up, clean it up. I'm gonna use this.
Oh yeah, I did. I'm going to show
My
you.
little tool,
Oh,
everybody's
no, the
familiar with
shredder.
that one.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I did forgot about that sauce.
So I get that. Well, you probably could watch me over here now as I try to get some stuff ready. Peel the onion off. You know that your eyes are so sensitive when you do the onion. I got a little trick. Some of you guys probably already know that. But if you don't, then here it is. What you do, you put a toothpick. Use a toothpick. Okay? In your mouth. So your lips stays open, so the sensation from the onion doesn't go to your nostrils, into your eyes, so you don't get the watery eyes, because you're breathing that with your mouth. That's why you put the toothpick and your mouth stays open. I don't need to use it because it doesn't bother me. But anyway, here how we go. We choose this section to shred the onion. You're right there. So, I'm going to finish this in a minute. I want to take you to the ingredient spices that you could put. Okay. I'm looking for garlic powder. Okay. I use some sauce. Let me see. You could put almost anything you want to into this. I think that would do it. Yeah, put some
I'm watching, make sure that video is
steak
okay.
sauce over here. It would be garlic, ground garlic, and a little bit of paprika, and pepper and salt. Okay? And you have to put 2 eggs. 2 eggs goes in there.
Stuffing for the pig in the blanket for
And you mix
gołąbki.
everything, 2 eggs.
You can make
and
your own recipe
you
on
mix
that.
everything.
I'm giving you the standard
And you got
idea,
your stuffing ready.
but the stuffing
and
can
then
be made the very same
after
way
the
that you
cabbage
make
get
your
done,
hamburgers.
I would separate the leaves and I start wrapping them up. But now this is the ingredients that you use for pig in the blanket. Like I said, garlic, paprika, some sauce over here, salt, pepper, shredded onion, 2 eggs. And that does the stuffing. So you mix it all together as best you can, and you got it. So that will take care of that. I'm going to wait for the rice to cook and the cabbage get softer, and I will record another episode of the cauliflower soup that I'm going to be making shortly. So I'm going to divide the videos probably in a couple of episodes, and I'm going to try to mark them as much as I possibly can so you guys don't get confused. So you know which one is which. But anyway, for now, thank you, folks. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you people enjoy the part of my cooking. Now, here's me on the left. I'm in front of the Deli Center downtown Chicago. I thought I'd introduce myself. And the guy on the right, he's my executive director from Pakistan. He helps me to do those videos, technical issues that I need to be confronted with, that I'm confronted with. We worked together for about 7 years plus, and tremendous help that I'm receiving from him on my YouTube channels and any place else that I need help. Well, anyway, guys, I want to thank you for overwhelming support by subscribing to my Life in Chicago with Jerry channel and the other channels. I have 3 of them. I have a global channel I just started about a month ago. And for those folks who hadn't had a chance, check it out. Please do that. You're going to find a lot of information on all my channels regarding your local concerns on people with disabilities, senior citizen. I am involved in so many different areas. I have the knowledge. I'm 65 years young. I'm disabled. And I have a tremendous bank of information and resources for almost every area of life. And obviously, you're on YouTube, but I'm also very active on Facebook. Nextdoor.com, very nice platform. I recommend that someone like you and your friends go on that platform. If you haven't done it yet, go on it. You'll find a lot of information. A lot of people going on that platform. Check it out. Young people, older people, senior citizen people, executive, service people. People are looking for different answers, offering answers to your questions, donating items, looking for items, looking for service. Very interesting platform. And you see my picture again in the middle. I hold my friend Cody. I have him for 14 years as a companion. I lost him 4 years ago due to a car accident in front of my house.